Hey guys, what's crack-a-lackin'? Somebody give me a 5 for 5 and we'll roll out. First thing, I think Marv just went live over on Marflugal TV. I was trying to sneak this one in before he went live. So if you got a choice, either watching me or watching him, please go over there and come watch me on replay. All right? But anyway, I'm heading over there as soon as I get done with this. I wasn't going to do this right this second, but there's some stuff going on that I really want to share with you guys. So, yeah, here I am. Anyway, guys, yeah, so you can see flare possibilities. Oh, yeah, by the way, all the YouTube stuff, please like, share, and subscribe. Click that bell for notifications, all the stuff the YouTubers say. Please do that for me. I really would appreciate it. It does help. It does help push this out a little bit. A lot of bit. So please share it. That's a big thing. Also, I do now have super chats if you guys want to help me out there. That would be awesome. Also, don't need to, don't have to, but it's there. Options there. I will be starting memberships up here the next week. So I'm just kind of waiting on a few things for that. But anyway, if you guys got any ideas, any kind of perks you want for that, let me know. Hit me up in the comments, send me an email, something. But anyway, enough of that. So, again, please go watch Marf. He's live. Come watch me on replay, please. Anyway. I don't look like I got any mods in there right now. Oh, well. It's all right. We're all good. Okay. So, we got a flare. Now, this flare it's a longer duration one, and it's coming from, let's just go over here. Well, let me show you this first. It almost got an R2 radio blackout. Essentially, it is an R2. It's that close. So, it's like an M5 or an M6 flare. So that it's a significant flare. Now, I know the next question is, does it have a CME? Yeah, it does. I'm not sure if it's going to hit or not. Hit us anyway. Again, I'll show it to you here a little bit more depth. But this is the background X-ray background. It's the absorption prediction in the D region. I'm not going to go into exactly what that all means, but when we have a flare, this shows where the flare is hitting. It's always on the day side of the planet. That's what we're looking at right there. So yeah, that's blasting off right there. So anytime you get a flare, the X-rays hit the day side of the planet. That's what is facing the sun. And depending on how much X-ray you get, it can cause radio blackouts. And essentially, we're in an R2 right now. It's not going to show an R2. Sometimes it takes a minute for it to update up here. But it looks like it's starting to tick back down a little bit. In other words, the flare is starting to subside as far as the X-ray production. So it looks like my friends over in Australia took a direct hit. So I'll shout out to all my Aussies, if you can even hear me. No, I'm not doing ham radio, so it doesn't really bother me a whole lot here. But it does bother first responders. They use a lot of that radio technology to communicate and to dispatch all their first responders. It's just a really good, consistent way to be able to do that. And that's why I talk about it, because it is significant. So when we get these flares, we have to understand that that's really what they're looking for. And bigger flares can cause other things also. But anyway, so there's that as far as the absorption graph. Now, any kind of CME plasma that got erupted is going to take a few to get here. It's going to be, 2-3 days most likely. But here's your eruption. This is SDO. And so what are we looking at here? Let me just zoom in a little bit more for you. And it is a significant eruption, guys. Okay? That I will say. So, anyway. So if I go down here. Right there. Right? So, I wonder if I can, okay. So you can see how it erupted out. It's quite a bit. That's a pretty decent eruption there, guys. Okay. So if the way that this is flicking out, you can see the filament right there, right? Well, the magnetic connection line is what I'll call it. That's where the plasma travels on that line due to magnetics. Okay. Plasma is charged gas. It has a negative or a positive charge. So there you have it. But yeah. So let's yeah, hold on one second. Okay. Alrighty. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. Anyway, so is the flare going to hit that magic arc that swings back around to her? I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. Oh, you're talking about the radiation storm? Possibly. I don't think it's going to, though. It is going to erupt here, obviously, but that is plasma erupting out. That left the sun. That's a CME. So when these models start to update, because this is ongoing, this is not something that is just like stopped already. This is still happening. And I was kind of timid on whether to not even do this right now. I was going to kind of wait, but I really ain't going to have time later, so I had to do it now. But so let's show you the other angstroms. Let's show you, well, that's 211, but I don't want to show that one right this second. Okay, so this is the 94 angstrom. And actually, I'm going to update this too. Sometimes we'll get a few more images here. Let it update here for a second. If it will. Yeah, there it goes. Let me take this here. And yeah, it's still ongoing, guys. I mean, yeah. So there's the flare, and so I'll back it up here. You guys can see it erupt out. You can see how the corona kind of got disrupted, and it's still, again, that's still a lot of X-ray being produced. That's current. That's a current image right there. Well, as much real time as we get, right? There's still a lag on that, but it's more real time than what the SDO site itself actually has a little bit more lag. So anyway, this is the 211, and we're going to be able to see the disruption in the atmosphere pretty good here. Okay. Okay. So, right here. Still doing that. Okay, hold on a second. Sorry, guys. I just want to give you guys the best look I can here. Let me back that up. And again, here's that sunspot right there. Okay, so boom, right there. Okay, so what you're seeing there, again, that's plasma leaving, but you can see the ripple, how it ripples out all the way over here. Okay, you'll see the disruption. Let me back it up. See how it rippled through the whole atmosphere there a little bit? So it does look like it possibly could have an Earth-directed component, which means, in my opinion, this is not going to be a direct hit for us, but I do think it could give us a glancing blow in a few days. And that's just the initial blast here, guys. Just waiting on, it almost looks like a volcano. But anyway, just waiting on information, waiting on all the models to update. Sometimes that takes some patience, and I really would rather have patience than get it wrong. You know what I mean? So let's take a look at the 131. Again, this satellite is from our perspective, okay? It's as if you went outside and looked at the sun. All right, this is SDO. It's in Earth orbit, but what that means, geosynchronistic Earth orbit, and it is stays over the same part of our planet at all times. Okay. So with that being said, yeah. We'll take a look at the 131. This usually shows us pretty decent the X-ray and the plasma at the same time. Okay. Hey Hilly, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. You're the only mod here, brother. It's odd that I must be hitting a wrong time here. I don't know what's going on, but anyway. And it is a weird time. I should have went earlier. I just couldn't. I had stuff going on. But yeah, so you got that right there. Okay. And I do think that this is significant, guys. Because this is long duration. You can tell that it's still erupting. And why is that important? Because if it's still got all this energy, it can still erupt more plasma. Okay? So, again, it's crazy. So, yeah. Hey, Hilly, can you drop Brian's YouTube channel link in there? Guys, if you guys want a good daily, like little Bible, I don't want to call it a Bible study. They talk about if you're a Christian. Okay, I'll just leave it at that. Brian's got a really good channel, guys. Daily updates and stuff. He goes every morning. It's so positive and great stuff, all right? So, Hilly, if you could drop that link in there, anybody wanted to check him out, should. Check out Hilly, too. He does Bible studies, and he goes live a lot, too. So, just so you know. So, anyway, you got the player there. There you go. And look at that. I mean, that, again, I have to say, if this thing was over here, we'd probably have a different discussion. All right? This will probably it would be giving us a better shot of getting a CME from this thing. And something else, guys, I do have to mention that this sunspot itself, in my opinion, is rather far south. It's a good distance away from the equator. Why is that significant? Well, we're progressing into solar maximum, right? So we're ramping up. And what that means is the sunspot should naturally migrate towards equatorial region. This sunspot is in a location that is far enough south that this is where most of them would be riding probably 3 years ago during solar minimum, as we're ramping up going towards solar maximum. They migrate towards the equator as we go towards solar maximum. So when the sun cycle starts, they're all down here, most of them. Not really all the way on the pole, but they're kind of like right here where this one is. You can see them line up, and then you can watch them, and they'll start to slowly graduate towards the equator region, equatorial region. Okay, and the same thing's true in the north. It just does the same thing. And I just think that this sunspot here is significant, and it's a little too far away from the equator than what I would expect. So what's that all mean? I don't know. It's just an observation that I've made. And, I'm sure that we see these from time to time. I know that we see, like during solar minimum, sometimes we'll see a sunspot pop up closer to the equator too. So, I mean, I'm not saying it's not like it's an unheard type of, never seen type of thing. It's just, that's what it is. This is where it's at. These are clues that we look for to see where we're at in the sun cycle. So as they migrate towards the equator, that's what we look for. All right? So with that being said, let me... Okay, so this right here, guys, is the sunspots. This is the magnetogram, and this is the color version. And I'm showing you the color version because it shows us polarity, right? You got blue and red. That's all positive, negative stuff, right? Positive, negative, one on the end, like a bar magnet. So this is a large sunspot grouping, okay? and they're starting to intermingle. This is the one that was really hyperactive about a day or two ago. Okay, we got one right here that's right near strike zone. Remember, it's just like a battery strike zone right here in the middle. So when things happen in this area, we typically will get hit from it. So just saying that. Now, as we move forward here, okay, sorry about that, guys. All right. So let me, I want to show you how this thing migrated. Because it does. I'll be able to take you guys back here to the beginning. So we'll just do that real quick. So you can see how that sunspot's not even showing right at the second here on the left. Okay? So this is going to give us a few days of migration of these sunspots. Notice this one here just kind of blew up like out of nowhere. Just so you know, this is the one that fired off just now. So 2 or 3 days ago, it wasn't even there. So now, well, it was there. It was just not very big. So now we go through, and it's, you know, here. So, yeah. And when you see the blues and reds mixing, what that means, that's the polarities mixing, getting closer together. And when that happens, we see the eruptions. Okay, it's just like taking a screwdriver or a piece of metal and making a electrical connection between two wires. Okay, you're jumping it, right? It's like you jump your car battery. Positive, negative. You put a piece of metal touching positive and negative on your car battery and you touch that, good luck, because you're going to get zapped. And that's exactly what's going on here with magnetics. Same principle, okay? General principle anyway. So as I move this back and forth here, you can see it's I just think that this is a cool way to show you guys. Now, again, guys, this sunspot over here is very active. And I'll show you what I mean here in just a second. But I do want to take the time to show you this too over here. I want you guys to check out this one. Tag on it. I hate having to do this on my trackpad. I'm in a different room than what I normally am, and it takes me a minute here. So anyway, you can kind of see, and we'll see here, it might not take us back far enough. Over here, it's probably not going to. Yeah, it's not. You can see it still has quite a bit of energy, though, and wish I could take you back a couple more days there. I could, but it would just take a minute to load it up, and I'm not going to do that to you guys. So here's that sunspot, and let me tell you what, I'm going to update that now, too. We'll pause it and take a better, closer look at this, okay? So, okay, so I want you guys to pay attention over here because you're going to get to see it get pretty active. See it all happening right there? Look at all that. Okay, and it looks like this one just erupted too. Yep, sure did. Wasn't a big one. What was that? What was that? Anyway. Okay. Alrighty. So, let's just keep moving here. Sorry guys, I'm a little off today. I apologize. I really am. I don't know what's wrong with me today, but I have just not been. Hey Trinity, hey Miss Dragon, good to see you guys. Hey guys, can you guys please share this out? I'm really trying to get back in the algorithm. I'm trying to become more consistent for you guys. And my life is really busy, and I'm not making an excuse. I'm saying that everybody's life is busy, and I'm no, exclusion from that. My daughter and my family comes first, which I hope you guys do too. And like I said, guys, please go watch Marf, and you can come watch me on replay. But share it out regardless. Anyway, so with that being said, with this, guys, we're going to have to watch this one. This one's coming in to be Earth facing. This one here is still erupting. So we still got all this stuff happening. Now, again, this flare is subsiding right now, but you can see how it almost got to a R2 radio blackout condition. All right. See here. Could all the sun's activity lately be causing this weird weather and body aches? JP, that can absolutely cause body aches. As far as directly affecting immediate weather, flares, CMEs, I can take you guys back 2 years ago, and I can show you 2 hurricanes in the Gulf that immediately intensified when a flare hit right over top of them. It happened twice in 1 year. So I do know that it can affect like bigger systems like that. As far as it bleeding down to whether or not it's going to rain here or rain there, or the big stuff that's happening in California, the sun is the biggest single component to factor in for anything that we talk about. Weather, right at the top of the list. Now, can I point to you and say, hey, this happened on the sun, so this is why this is happening? No, I can't, because it's all one big thing. You have to look at the totality of things. And that's what we're saying. Like with earthquakes. Earthquakes are going to happen too because of this stuff. But is it the only thing that we consider? No. It's just one of the factors that adds to the possibility of seismic activity being increased. That's why we look at some of these newer models. And when I'm talking about this newer model, I will just bring it up for you. Let me go here with it. Okay, this is the geoelectric field model. This is the model I showed you guys yesterday, and I showed you where it looked like it had some sort of glitch, and it like showed the same image twice, like 2 days apart from each other. So I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but it's not doing it now, I can tell you that. But you can definitely see that we've got some geoelectric activity going on. And what this model is showing us is the geoelectric field at the surface. And what it's trying to do is show us the effects on artificial electrical components. Anything that doesn't grow out of the ground, anything that isn't naturally there, wall switches, transformers, any of that stuff. The wires in your house, car battery, all that stuff. But anyway, that's what's happening. So, we're not taking some big geoelectric hit right now, but I wanted to show you guys this because of what we were talking about. That USGS and NOAA Space Weather Prediction Center, NOAA, and the Natural Resources of Canada, they're all working together here to try to get this data together to see what they can do to pinpoint a direct correlation between space weather and the forecasting of earthquakes. And again, it's a very hard thing to do, and I understand that there's a lot of contentiousness on all this. Okay, I get it, right? In my opinion is there's just not much I can do about that, so I show you what I got, and this is what I got. So, anyway, and remember, guys, these things are paid for by your tax dollars, so go look at them. That's why we can even have access to this at all. Just so you guys know. Any of these satellites, all that stuff, it's paid for by public tax dollars. Majority of it, I should say. Not everything, but majority of it is. So let's see what this, let's see if this CME is showing up yet here on Seeds. I don't think it is. Okay, so what we're going to do, we'll go here. This is today. This is on Soho Observatory. And this is a satellite a million miles closer to the sun than what we are. But again, it's from our perspective. Well, I tell you what I could do. If you look up here, right here, there's the Earth, there's the satellite. Okay? Stereo A isn't even over here anymore. It's actually hanging out right here. Okay? So I don't even bother really to look at that much anymore because it just doesn't do us any good. Just to be frank about it. Now, we're not going to get any images here. Not yet. Not for the 6th. Because there's a lag on this. So anyway, I wanted to show you guys that. Now, what I can do, I guess, I can go over here to ISWA. And we'll see if, because we can look at SOHO here too. Remember, guys, SOHO's a satellite. These websites are using the data from those satellites. And they're using these models to show us. That's what's going on. Okay? So, you know, you get the same data and the same imaging on multiple websites. And that, you know, that's just what it is. So if I come up here and pull LASCO C2, that's what we got here. And that's 200 hours. What did we have as far as that? Yeah, see, I don't think we're going to get any images from it yet. This flare didn't happen until right around 3 or even 4. Right around 3 is when it started to erupt UTC time on the 6th. Okay? Now, they are saying that we're expecting a G1 storm on the 6th also. That's later on today. Well, it'll be like midnight on the 6th. Okay? So, and again, it's UTC time. If you're on the East Coast, there's a 4-hour difference between you and UTC time. So in other words, if it's 8 o'clock here, it's 12 o'clock there. There's a 4-hour difference. Just give you a rough idea here. Okay, so I don't think this is going to give us any more imaging than what we already seen. It's not. Yeah, it's just not going to give us anything. So, again, guys, when it does, I'll definitely be showing it to you. I mean, but that's probably going to be tomorrow when I'll be able to show you that. Now, I want to show you guys something too. We did get hit, okay? I want you guys to pay attention to this. I find this interesting too. I talk about the BZ, the magnetic polarity of our magnetic field, right? I talk about that constantly. What is this? Okay, we look for -6. This -6, we're in a position to accept and to draw in a lot of space weather. It doesn't mean that we can't get space weather when we're in other positions, but typically it takes that -6 or more to really give us a good hit. And over here on this Discover graph, you'll see that it lights up in purple or blue right here. And we're looking at the red line, okay? And I'll explain more about the BT, that black line, at a later time. It takes a little bit of explanation. I'm not going to do that right now. But you can notice how the BZ is actually in the positive. So what's that mean? Okay, what that means is that it's actually probably deflecting, helping deflect all this energy. Okay? So, because of the position of our magnetic field, the polarity position of it. So, what I'm saying, guys, is that when we're in, what was that? What did I do there? That was crazy. I don't know what I did there. Oh, gosh. Now I'm going to make myself mad here in a minute. Let's just bring that up here and just in a different window. Hope it don't stay like that. There it is. Okay. I don't know what I did. Hit a button somewhere. Anyway, so the BZ, when it goes positive, guys, listen. You know, it does deflect. It helps deflect things. So, but yeah, I see you guys there talking about the Schumann. Yeah, the Schumann resonance is awesome. That's you guys really need to do some research on that if you ever wanted to know how frequency can really affect us. I'm not going to go into depth on that tonight, but everything is frequency, guys. I mean, they're now, they've got, I seen a video 2 days ago. If you have the right frequency, you can use frequency to put fires out. It blows my mind. And that kind of stuff just blows my mind. They did it. It's pretty cool stuff. But that should let you know that when the frequency's off, how it can affect us biologically. And it definitely does. There's so many studies out there. And I know I always refer back to Dr. Rife. It's called the Rife machine. And this machine actually, he put it together, and I don't know if it's all correct or anything, but according to the papers and all the articles way back when he was alive, which I think was in the 30s, 1920s, 30s, I believe, he was able to cure cancer, some cancer patients with that machine by dialing into the specific frequency of like the tumor, the cancer itself. So it's kind of like we always hear I guess I'll just say it, the fat lady singing, right? That's what we talk about all the time. And if they hit the right note, it'll shatter glass. The reason why it does that is because her voice is resonating at a frequency that matches that glass, so it breaks it. So that's the same concept with that Rife machine. If they can figure out the frequency that it takes to kill that specific cancer cell, it can kill it and not hurt anything else in your body. So what I'm saying is, this is all technology and new stuff. But hear what I said, 1920s, 1930s, then all of a sudden it just went away. And I'm not going to go into why, but you guys can draw your own conclusions on why that went away. It still affects us today. Those same people are selling us, things to help keep us, to help make sure that we stay healthy, right? We go there when we get little pieces of paper that the doctor writes on, that kind of thing. So I'm not going to go into detail there. This is not a subject I want to grab hold of right now. But anyway, so what we'll do here, guys, is I will show you the last CME that happened yesterday. Okay, that happened on the 5th, and I don't think that's going to hit us. It could, I guess, but I don't think it's going to. I think it's going too far south. So let me, Let me pause this. And we'll go here, and I'll show you Noah's model, okay? Now, Noah's got something hitting us right here, okay? Now, that's 5 days from now. Whatever that is, it's 5 days away. I don't think it's a CME. I think it's kind of like maybe it's just getting wrapped up with the coronal hole stream and things. But what this model does, it shows us 2 days behind us and tries to forecast 5 days in advance. So what you're looking at, top down, is Earth is right here. This is the sun. This is a side cut. This allows us to see north-south. All right? And here on the top, this top one is showing us just the density. It has nothing to do with speed or anything like that. This simple, how dense the particles are. Okay? This one here is showing you nothing but the speed of those particles. That's why they look different. Okay? So you can tell, and this happens often, density goes up. What happened to the speed? Goes down. Why? Because, simple fact, it's got more mass. It takes more speed to push that through. So when there's more mass, the speed slows down. The particles slow down. So that's what's happening there. But they do travel here, guys, like a coronal hole stream. And what I'll do is I'll take you back here, and we'll take a look at the coronal hole. Okay, this is the 211 again, guys. Remember, this is just a part of the light spectrum that our eyes cannot see. Okay? So it's looking at specific gases. And I'm actually getting stuff together to... I'm doing some research to see exactly what gases these are looking at. so I can let you guys know that. I just think it would be really cool for me to be able to show you that. But this is a coronal hole right there. Now let me, it's small. I'm going to back it up. Does it show us back far enough? Okay. Well, we got a little bit one here showing here too. Now I do find it interesting. This oftentimes happens. Okay. This is that sunspot that just erupted. It's still erupting. All right. The coronal hole is like right there on the edge. This happens a lot. Let me explain why. When these sunspots happen and they erupt, see how it looks like a volcano? Actually, let me just do that, and then I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Okay. Sorry, guys. So I have to do it this way. I apologize. Sometimes I just don't have time to get everything set up the right way. Okay, so if we look here, you'll see that big sunspot that erupts. Now watch what happens when it erupts. Okay, and I know some of you guys are seeing it, some of you aren't. It's disrupting the corona. That's why they call it a coronal mass ejection. The corona of the sun's erupting out. Okay? The corona is opening up. It's shooting out plasma. When you get a coronal hole, that part of the atmosphere of the sun is peeled back. It's exposing the surface. The surface is colder than the atmosphere on the sun. That's why it's dark. That's what these models are showing you. Okay? So when we're looking at this eruption right here, as this erupts, you know what, I'm going to go in even deeper there for you. Let's just go all the way in. How about that? All right. Take you here. Okay, so now you'll be able to see a little bit better what I was talking about as far as a volcano-looking type of eruption. Okay, I'm going to take it back to right there. You see how that coronal hole's there? Oftentimes when these things erupt, you will see, here it goes. Okay, that's plasma leaving, right? So what's that doing? It's ripping plasma away from the sun. So it peels back, and you'll see it expose the surface. The corona actually opens up. You see it right here? I got a little bit lighter. It didn't completely expose it on this particular eruption, but it most definitely did peel that atmosphere back. So sometimes we'll see these sunspots on the edge of these coronal holes, and the reason why is that thing has erupted, and it actually has caused that coronal hole. Now, typically those don't seem to get too big, but sometimes they do. If it's just a naturally occurring coronal hole, they tend to grow a little larger. But as you can see here, guys, that's a significant eruption. Okay? But anyway, I just wanted to show that to you a little bit more in depth. But yeah, give me a roll call in there, guys. Give me a roll call. Also, I want to say thanks to Andrea. She her super chat yesterday was completely unexpected and very generous. I really appreciate it. There's a few others. I'm going to be shouting them out here in the next day or two. Sometimes I don't see them when they come through, guys, as I'm live. So I try not to look at the chat a whole lot until I say, hey, I'm looking at the chat. Because every time I do, people get all over me because I squirrel everywhere. But anyway, so let's, one more thing here. Okay, this is spaceweather.com. I actually have not been over here today, so it's okay. They extended the geomagnetic storm watch. This is Dr. Tony Phillips' site. Okay, spaceweather.com. I show you guys this almost every live stream because it's great. Simple as that. He does a great job. Oh, cool. See what he did here? Here's that sunspot, the hyperactive one. Look at all the flares. Look at all that. And they're continuing. It's slowed down, but they still are, that sunspot's still active. Okay? So basically what he's talking about there. Okay. So we're not going to spend a whole lot of time here, but they are expecting a G1 storm. And why? Well, because of that coronal hole, I believe, and a CME that was kind of hanging out in there also. So with this, show you that again. I do think that with this sunspot turning in, okay, we're going to have to keep an eye on this thing. This is something that we cannot ignore, because if we don't watch this thing, this is a big sunspot grouping, I should say. So let me just tell you what I'll do. I'll just play it while we're talking here. But yeah, so this one here is actually still erupting. It's amazing that it's still kind of producing massive amounts of X-ray. And why is that significant? Well, because the more X-ray, the more radio blackouts you get. It's just what happens. And I showed you guys where it was at currently over here. It's over Australia. Okay? Right there. Now you can see how it maxed out right there. Right over Australia, New Zealand and stuff. And then, bam, it's going back down. See? See how it's starting to subside? But I've seen these things start to subside and then just ramp right back up. So that's kind of what I'm thinking might happen here, because this sunspot is doing its little mixture, what I call it. Mixing a cocktail for itself. When these reds and blues start mixing with each other, that short thing I was telling you earlier, you know, when you put a piece of metal between the negative and positive on a car battery, how it can like just blast out to you. But when these things get close together and they start intermingling, that's what happens. Okay? So, anyway, Illinois, baby, Illinois. Vermont. Heck yeah. Hey, Jerry. Stephanie, what's up? Ricky, what's going on? Sissy. Okay, where are we all from? Somebody give me a roll call, guys. Let me know where you're at. Just regionally. I don't need to know your exact location. I'm just curious. All right, hey guys, I also want to say thank you to everybody that comes back to the live stream and after it's already done and leaving comments, because that's one of the biggest things you guys can do to help. Just come back and say, hey, hello from wherever you're from. Give me a roll call in the comment section. It's really quick, and it really does push it out further. It's one of those things that really does. Hey, Jennifer, good to see you. Butterfly 31 in the hizzy. John, Stephanie, Texas, Costa Rica. Wow, D, what's up? Alaska. Wow, Leroy, I want to go there. I've never been. Maine. No, you're in Maine, are you? Maine girl? Just kidding. Dale, what's up? Missouri, Oklahoma, Atlanta, Indiana. Oh, yeah. Fellow Hoosier. What is a Hoosier? Somebody from Indiana. What do you call somebody that's from Indiana? A Hoosier. So you don't even know what a Hoosier is, right? I mean, anyway. Virginia, New Hampshire, Earl, Azworth, Perth. Oh, yeah, baby. Michigan. Well, thank you, TJ. I appreciate that. Southern Arizona. I'm wondering, are you guys getting rain down that way, too? All right, cool. Sissy, cool. Sweet. Sweet. OAN. Yeah, Mr. MB3, Michael's a good guy, man. Hey, IG, what's up? Mojave Desert, baby. Heck yeah. That's crazy, isn't it, Ricky? Australia and Costa Rica. I love this. This is awesome. Are we lagging, guys? Or is it just the one person? Victoria, Australia. Guys, I have to say, hey, Paisan. Indiana, baby. Lots of rain in Vegas. Yeah, Tone. Tracy's in Wyoming. Erased? I don't erase nothing. If it got erased, YouTube does that sometimes, sissy. YouTube, if it thinks it's something crazy, it'll just, even if it ain't crazy, if somehow the algorithm thinks it's crazy, it'll rip it off. I don't delete comments unless it's attacking somebody else. If it's somebody else's, you're attacking somebody else in the comment section or another channel, bad talking, other things like that. If I see it, that right there, I'll just get rid of. I don't like ban people over that or anything. I just get rid of the comment. I'm very, very pro let everybody say what they need to say as long as it's respectful. So if that got deleted before, sissy, I apologize. It wasn't me that did it. Could have been, yeah. Ireland, full hope. Ireland, baby. Catio, yeah, baby, in the freaking Hawaiian Islands. Okay, thanks, Jerry. No lag. Okay, cool. Honey, where are you from? Thanks, Joan. Appreciate you. Lisa, what's up? Oh, mobile. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good trick, main girl. It really is. That actually works. Aloha to Kathy. Yeah, TJ, we can the backside sunspots. I haven't been seeing much of anything there, but they got a technology that they're using now, seismic activity on the sun. They're able to detect that, and they're able to map out what the back of the sun looks like as far as sunspots. It's pretty cool. It's new technology, but I'm not sure if it's actually, it seems to be pretty accurate. So. Yeah, ain't that crazy sometimes, Joan, when that happens? It really is. I've had that happen too, and a lot of times it is the YouTube's bot. That's what happens. Hey, butterflies. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and pop off here. But hopefully, guys go over and check out Mark if he's still live. I'm gonna head over there. Check out Tommy over on the lifeboat. Mark Inspires, Trinity, everybody else that I talk about, guys. You guys know I love to help other people out as much as I can. I judge my success by the people that are around me, how they're succeeding. I truly do try to do that. So I apologize if you guys don't like the shout outs. I try to save that mostly for the end now. But that's just me. So anyway, guys. God bless. If anything else happens, I'll be back on and let you guys know. Yahusha saves. And, yeah. You can drink this Kool-Aid.